Namaskaram India. Have you ever imagined working in the Indian government, perhaps as a civil servant, or have you ever dreamed of being a trusted advisor to the Prime Minister or Chief Minister of India, shaping policies and initiatives that could transform the country for better? What do you think it takes to be a successful in a such role and make a positive impact on the country? Welcome to the Newsfications, the Ed Talks India podcast, everything about educations. In today's episode, we will be discussing the UPSC Union Public Service Commissions, which is responsible for conducting one of the most competitive and prestigious examinations in India for civil services, which is the backbone of country's administrations. This podcast will cover everything you need to know about UPSC, including its history, training centers, common myth, impact of revised NCERT books, National Educational Policies 2020, and National Curriculum Framework NCF. Additionally, the video covers the patterns and syllabus of UPSC CSE, the optional subjects, famous faculties and personalities, fake counselors, and many more. So watch till the end of this informative video, and I am sure you will thank me later. About UPSC. It comes under Ministry of Personnel, Public Grievance and Pensions. Formed on 1st October 1926, it headquarters at Dholpur House in New Delhi and has regional offices across India. The UPSC is independent constitutional body under the Government of India. It is a central recruiting agency in India. The Commission's primary focus is to conduct examinations and interview for appointments to India's civil services. UPSC reports directly to the President of India and can advise the government through him or her. However, such advice is not binding on the government. UPSC consists of chairmen and other members appointed by the President of India. They hold office for terms of 6 years or till the age of 65 years, whichever is earlier. They can resign or be removed by the President on a certain grounds. UPSC consists of 9 to 11 members including the chairman. As of now, UPSC comprises a chairman and 10 members. Coming to the history of UPSC, the UPSC was reconstituted and given a constitutional status under the Article 315 of the Indian Constitution. In 1757, during the East India Company, it was originated on that it was started as Convened Civil Services CCS. After 1886, it was called as Imperial Civil Services ICS. In 1854, Macaulay Committee recommended that appointments should be merit-based instead of patronage-based. Indians was restricted to give competitive exams. In 1886, the Etson Commission, chaired by Sir Charles Upperstone Etson, recommended that the Indians also get employed in public services. From 1922, the ICS exams was held in India. The Public Service Commissions of India was established on 1st October 1926 under the chairmanship of Sir Ross Barker. After independence, ICS became Indian Administrative Service IAS. So let's have a quick round of quiz. Who is the father of Indian civil services? Any guesses? Charles Cornwallis reformed and modernized civil services in India, and he is known as the father of Indian civil services. Who was the first IAS officer? Any guesses? Pre-1947, civil services was Indian civil services, and Satyendranath Tagore was the first IAS officer. So, last but not the least, who was the first lady IAS officers in independent India? It's Raja Anna Rajam Malhotra. UPSC not test of your memory but a test of your mettle. It's not a race to the finish but a journey to the excellence. It is not a competition with others but a challenge to yourself. When we generally think of UPSC, we may always think of collector, IPS officers, or CSC like civil service examination, but we are considering as a UPSC. So let's dive into next examination conducted by UPSC. It's not about CSE or always about IAS. UPSC conducts various exams for recruitment into civil services of India. Let's take a look at some of the exams conducted by UPSC. Firstly, the civil service examinations, also famously known as civil service CSE, which is the most popular exams among the aspirants and includes various services like IAS, IPS, IFS, and IRS. Secondly, the engineering services examination or IES, which recruits engineers for various technical posts in the government. Thirdly, Indian Forest Service Examination IFOS, which selects officers for Indian Forest Services. Fourthly, the Indian Economic Service and Indian Statistical Service Examination or IES or ISS, which recruits officers for economics and statistical services. Fifthly, the Assistant Provident Fund Commissioners exams, which selects officers for the Employees Provident Fund organization. Sixthly, the Special Class Railway Apprentices exams or SCRA, which recruits officers for Indian Railways. Seventhly, the Combined Defence Services exams or CDS, which recruits officers for the Indian Army, Navy, and Air Forces. Eighthly, the Combined Medical Services Examination or CMSE, which recruits medical officers for various government services. Ninthly, the National Defence Academy or NDA exams, which selects candidates for the Indian Army, Navy, and Air Force. 10th, the Combined Geoscientist and Geologist examinations, which selects officers for geological and hydrological services. And finally, the Central Armed Police Forces exams, which recruits officers for the Central Armed Police Forces. Every aspirant has a dream of becoming a civil servant, but only a few have the courage, perseverance, and determination to make it a reality. UPSC is not a destination but a journey that shapes your character, personality, and vision. It is a journey that requires you to overcome your fears, doubts, and failures. It is a journey that rewards you with the satisfaction of serving the nations and its people. So here we will discuss about eligibility criteria for UPSC. To be eligible for civil service examination, a candidate must be an Indian citizen between the age of 21 to 32 years with a minimum educational qualification of bachelor degree from a recognized university. Finally, student can also appear for UPSC prelims. The upper age limit is relaxable for candidate belonging to certain categories. For general, its age is 32 and number of attempts can be given is 6. For EWS, same. For OBC, it's 35 and number of attempts is 3. For SCST, unlimited till the age. And for ex-servicemen, 37 is the age limit and number of attempts is 9. These are for the CSE exams only, civil service examination. For UPSC marking scheme, UPSC follows a complex marking scheme for civil services examination which takes into account the candidate performs in the preliminary or pre-exams, mains exams and interview. Each papers in pre 200 marks is consist, which means the total UPSC prelims marks are 400 marks. Paper 1 consists of 2 marks for each right answer and paper 2 consists of 2.5 marks for the right answer. For every wrong answer or incorrect answer, a penalty of 1 by third of the total marks will be applied. While the main examination and the interview carry more weightage in the final selection, the main examinations and interview carry a weightage of 1750 and 275 marks for interview respectively. Here you can see that the total marks add up to 2225 and you can also see the cutoff or tentative marks for all the categories student need to qualify. For general, it's 940 to 990 marks. For EWS, 890 to 920 marks. For OBC, 900 to 950 marks, and for SC/ST, 870 to 950 marks. These are the numbers a student must should get in their exams. Coming to the list of posts filled through UPSC CSE. The UPSC fills various posts in Indian civil services, including Indian administration service, but it's come in all India services, Indian administration services, Indian police services, Indian forest services, Group A civil services, Indian foreign services, Indian audit and account services, Indian civil account services, Indian corporate law services. For these are also in group A, like Indian defense account, IDS, IDES, ISS, IOFS, ICFS, IPOSS, IRSS, IRPS, IRTC, IRTS, IRS, ITS, RPF. And for group B civil services, armed force civil services, DANICS, DANIPS. Hope you know the full form of these: Pondicherry civil services, Pondicherry police services, or you can google it. Coming to the list of services is updated from time to time based on the requirement of the government. Next, we will discuss about rank wise allotment. UPSC follows a merit based approach to allot services to successful candidates. The rank wise services allotment is done based on the candidate's rank in the civil services examination. The higher the rank, the better the service allotment to the candidate, and can be seen here. For IES, it's a 77. For EWS, 320 rank was the last rank. For IPS, 229. For IRS, 257. For IRS C&E, 274. These are for the generals. For OBC, respectively, you can see here. For SC/ST, these are the ranks available, and this data was from 2022. So, talking about fees and online coaching available in the market. There are several online coaching institutes available for UPSC preparations, but it is important to choose the right one based on the candidate's requirement. We will not discuss any because I believe it's individual aspirants who qualified exams. Students just need a right guidance and strategy. In the world of AI and internet, you can get it too. Apart from this, here are some approximately fees of offline coachings for the UPSC CSE preparations. These are the some institutes names and their fees with GS, CSAT and optional courses. These are same for the online coaching institute. And moving to the success ratio of UPSC aspirants. In 2022-2023, only 51.95% of 32.39 lakh candidates who applied for UPSC exams appeared for the exams. For civil service exam specifically, only 50.5% of 11.35 lakhs applicants actually took the exams. What does that mean? That means only 5 lakh 80,000 students applied for attended the exams. Applied was 11.35 lakhs applicants, and attended student was, the present student in the exams was only 50%. The success ratio of UPSC aspirants is very low, with only about 0.1 to 0.2% of the Indian candidates who appear for examinations able to crack it. However, with the right approach and plans guidance, it is possible to clear the exams. You can see the year-wise table and their numbers applied for CSE, qualified for prelims, qualified for mains, and final number of candidates. Let's discuss one scenario. For 2021, 10.93 lakh approx was applied for CSE, where only 10,000 was qualified in prelims, and for mains it is only 1,823 students qualified, and at last 761 was the final student who qualified UPSC civil service examinations. Coming to the interview process or talking about interview boards or the board members, we will talk about patterns of UPSC first. The pattern of the civil services examinations has undergone several changes over the years. The curriculum patterns consist of pre-exams, mains exams, and interview. The pre-exams consist of two objective type papers, each carry 200 marks, where CSAT papers is qualified in nature, and the mains examinations consist of 9 papers with 7 carrying 250 marks each, including 2 optional subjects. We will discuss in details in Q&A videos in other sections of Newsfications channel. Let's come for board members. The interviewers are board of eminent personalities including retired civil services academics and subject matter experts from various fields. The member of CSE interview board are not permanent employees of UPSC but are appointed for the CSE interviews based on their expertise in the relevant field. They are usually individuals with having held senior positions in the government, academia, or industry. UPSC selects them through rigorous process that involves screening their applications and reviewing their qualifications and experiences and conducting interviews. The interview is not a test of knowledge but rather a test of personality. Some essential personality traits for various civil services includes permanency, neutrality, impartiality, anonymity, expertise, and bureaucracy. Additionally, skills such as problem solving and critical thinking, communications, the ability to influence others through reasons, arguments, and respect for diplomacy are also important for a successful career in public services. According to UPSC, some traits that are assessed during the interview are mental alertness, clear and logical expositions, critical powers of assimilations, balance of judgment, the ability of social cohesion and leadership, variety and depth of interest, and intellectual and morality integrity. Talking about syllabus of UPSC CSE, the syllabus of civil service examination is vast and covers various subjects including history, geography, Indian polity, economy, environment and ecology, science and technology, current affairs, and many more. The optional subjects papers in the mains examination can be chosen from the list of subjects provided by the UPSC. We will discuss this in details in next part. For instance, you can see the screen for the optional subjects. The optional subject paper in the mains examinations carries 500 marks and can be chosen from the list of the subject provided by the UPSC. The choice of optional subjects should be made based on candidate interest and background. Coming to civil service training centers, the UPSC conducts a 2-month training centers programs for successful candidates called the foundation courses. The foundation courses is conducted at the Lal Bahadur Shastri National Academy of Administrations in Mussoorie, Uttarakhand, also known as Lavasna. The training program is designed to equip the candidates with the necessary knowledge and skills to handle the responsibility of their respective services. After that, for IPS, they transfer to SBNPA at Hyderabad and the university is tried Osmania. For IFS, they transfer to Foreign Service Institute at New Delhi. For FOS, IGNFA at Dehradun. For IRS Income Tax, National Academy of Direct Taxes at Nagpur, and IRS Customs and Central Exercise, National Academy of Customs Exercise and Narcotics at Faridabad near Delhi. And Nalsar University is Tide University who provide these facilities to them. Talking about famous teachers of UPSC, there are several famous teachers of UPSC who have helped thousands of aspirants crack the exams. Some of the popular teachers include Munal Patel, whose books are very famous, Roman Saini, Manikant Six, whose history was very famous, Pratik Nayak, Jatin Verma, and Vikas Devikiti. Vikas Devikiti sir, who took a break from teaching UPSC courses for a while, is a founder and managing director of this TIS. Cleared UPSC in the first attempt and was assigned to Union Ministry of Home Affairs but resigned after a year and established a this TIS. He fought again for his candidacy but he didn't qualify after that. He fought for Hindi medium students for CSAT patterns. He have over 10 million subscribers for this TIS on YouTube, and personally he have opened a new channel which has more than millions subscribers right now. And talking about famous personality who clear UPSC CSE exams, there are several famous personalities who have cleared the UPSC examinations and gone on the subs and nations in various capabilities. Some of the notable names include former President of India Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, Subhash Chandra Bose. Although Subhash Chandra Bose was cleared the civil services exams in 1920 while he was in England, he resigned a year later. Former President Ramnath Gomi. Former president was also an IS aspirant. He had moved to Delhi to prepare for the civil service examinations and successfully cleared it in his third attempt. However, he didn't take the opportunity as he was allotted allied services. Former IPS officer Kiran Bedi, S. Jaishankar, current ministers, external affairs, Delhi CM Arvind Kejriwal, lawyer, politician Kapil Sibal are some names who qualified UPSCs. Talking about reasons to fail in CSE UPSCs, there can be several reasons for failures the UPSC CSE exams, including lack of proper guidance, proper time management, inadequate preparations, and stress. It is important to identify the reasons of failures and work on them to improve one's chances of success in future attempts. As a faculty and counselor, I worked in with top tech edtech company in India. So we will discuss this some other time. Moreover, parliamentary committee has argued UPSC to shorten 15 months long civil service examination process and citing its impact on candidates' health and prime ministers. Future changes may occur and we will keep you informed. So stay connected with us. You can see easy syllabus is a trap for UPSC, wrong optionals is a common mistakes and lack of conceptual understanding with subject, ignorance of NCRTs, lack of revisions, lack of proper planning and guidance, no mock test series, lack of patience, and no notes making, and the most importantly lack of counseling or guidance. We'll talk in India. It's important for aspiring individuals to be cautioned when seeking counseling services, as this field is not yet fully mainstreamed, and as a result there are many fraudulent individuals posing as professionals. These individuals often exploit the lack of regulations in the counseling industries for their own financial gain. Some coaching services, including prominent one such as this, rather than providing quality of educations, and as a result their representative may not possess the necessary expertise to offer effective counseling. It is advisable to vary a self-proclaimed senior counselor or mentor who lack relevant experiences and primarily focus on promoting courses, especially those 12 fails are primarily trained for selling courses. While there are some genuine YouTubers who offer courses, it is essential to verify their qualifications and expertise to ensure that their advice will not harm your career prospect in the long run. Coming to the strategy to be followed to qualify UPSC. Have faith in yourself first and who you are. Success comes from making small effort over a time. To qualify the UPSC CSE exams, it is important to have a structured study plan, regular revisions, and practice. Aspirants should focus on understanding the concepts and developing analytical and writing skills. It is also important to stay updated with current affairs and develop a positive attitude towards the exams. Joining a coaching institute or a study group can also be helpful in preparing for the exams, but it is not mandatory requirement. You can watch talk shows like Joe Stuck by qualified professionals, read blogs, and follow their steps. However, since everyone is unique and has a different talents, they should focus on their capabilities, seeking guidance from the someone in their circle who is qualified and knows where they can improve. Coming about the myths about UPSC, it's a common misconception that life becomes easy after becoming an IAS officer. While it is true that IAS officers enjoys a certain level of prestige and power, their job also comes with a great deal of responsibility and accountability. IAS officers are responsible for implementing government policies and programs at district levels, and their work can be challenging and demanding. They often have to work long hours and deal with complex issues that require quick thinking and decision making. In terms of services package, IS officers are entitled to several benefits such as housing, official vehicles, and job security, among others. However, the job also comes with its own set of challenges and demands, and it is important for aspiring IAS officers to be aware of this before deciding to pursue this career path. Average salary might be 1 lakh per month with 30 years of services. IAS officers are eligible for retirement at the age of 60, but they can also option for the voluntary retirement after completing 20 years of the services. Some IAS officers may also choose or resign from the IAS services before reaching the age of retirement. More study, more marks. These are the some myths. More books, more marks, more English. Can't poor English can't clear UPSC. Memorize everything. Many attempts. Poor academic record can't clear UPSC. And there are lots of dark secret for UPSC we will cover up next. That's bring us to the end of this episode of Newsfications podcast on UPSC. We hope that this podcast has provided you with a comprehensive and understanding of UPSC, its history, examination pattern, eligibility criteria, and many more. We wish you all the best for UPSC CSE exams if you are an aspirant, and hope that you achieve your dreams of serving the nation through the Indian service examinations. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button because what I am about to tell you is just the tip of the iceberg. The CSE notification papers alone has more than 165 pages. So as an aspirant faculty and counselor, I could talk about it all day long. But it's let's face it, there might be a time limit for this podcast. So let's wrap it up for now and come back to the sometime other time. Until then, keep reacting and keep supporting your favorite education channel notifications. Thanks.